All right, hi everyone. Welcome back to the VetFran interview series. Today I have Barb Moran-Goodrich, CFE. She's the CEO and co-founder of the Moran Family of Brands, automotive repair franchises. Barb, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're really glad to be able to talk with you today. We've got a good discussion that we're going to talk about a really important key piece of learning about franchising when you're evaluating a franchise opportunity, and that's the franchise disclosure document. We always recommend when folks are looking at franchising and trying to get involved that they learn more about what this document is and why it's important. So, Barb, why don't you share with me what the FDD is and why it exists, kind of why it's central to franchising?
Well, I always say that the FDD, franchise disclosure document, is all the good, bad, and ugly that have gone on or goes on or have in past history with a franchise system. There's many people that refer to it as your full exposure. You're letting them know everything, all the way from litigation issues to bankruptcy issues to financial earnings. As a franchisor, you do not have the right to give a earnings claim, and rightfully so. You should not be, unless you have material in item 19 that outlines specifics and is a measurement of what your franchisees are actually doing within their businesses. So it's an important document. It also gives financial information about your own business, your own company, because they're looking to invest with you and they need to know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a document that definitely highlights transparency. It's kind of the roadmap to a franchise opportunity. There's a lot of different pieces, kind of like you were talking about, that are included in this. Whether it's information about how many units the franchise has open, and other things about finance. So, what are the most important parts that they should hone in on when looking at an FDD in order to kind of understand the performance and safety of an investment in a company?
I would say that one of the first is the item 19. You want to go into the item 19 and you want to look at what information are they providing to you. Is it just top line information? Is it a breakdown of franchise revenues all the way through to cost of goods, to gross profit margins, or down to EBITDA? And what is their sampling? So it allows you an opportunity to see in time of a franchisee's life what is the numbers they're achieving, and it allows you an opportunity to be able to do some estimations for yourself, because you're not going to obtain that type of data, specifics on what your business plan would be and your financials. You have to be able to develop that through, you go through the item 19, and then you go and you do validation with franchisees and ask them specifically. I've seen that on average, it seems that the cost of goods are 48% or they're 56%. Is that what you're seeing and in your business? So you have some real-time information that you can ask a franchisee when you're doing validation. So that's one part.
Yeah, absolutely. And evaluating those is always important because you're learning more about if there's any kind of risks that are maybe unseen. Do FDDs cover anything else like legal performance or any kind of other issues that a franchise might be facing?
Well, it also can show you if they're very young. It can show you how many units they really have reporting versus how many units they have in the system. I think it's really key. You do need to look at the performance level based on the age of the franchisee, and also you can see if there is a pattern of new and young and not consistency in growing in the business.
Well, that's one of the things that when we're evaluating franchises for membership with VetFran, when we're selecting who our 5-star members are, We're looking at the FDD to look at the continuity rate to see how many units they're keeping open in a year-over-year basis. So in order to be certified for a five-star member, a franchise has to retain 80% continuity over a 5-year period.
Right.
So that's something that's contained in the FDD as well. So, you know, it clearly, as you've shown, is a document that's very central to evaluating a franchise. And I assume, in your opinion, it's something that folks should definitely look into before getting involved in a franchise opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. You really have to focus on the item 19, and you have to focus on the item 20. And in the item 19, you focus on the actual numbers that they're giving you. If they're just giving you top line and not going through to gross profit margins, then you have to question why. And then it's going to be much more difficult for you to actually obtain information when you're doing any type of validation. When you get to item 20, you have to really look at how many units are coming in versus how many units are leaving, as well as how many are terminating. And if you see terminations, when you're doing validation, call those people, ask them why there was a termination. If there's closures, call those people, ask them why.
Absolutely. And, I also want to touch on access to this document. It's not something that anybody can necessarily find for every franchise brand just when they're beginning their search. It's something that is, often revealed to them deeper into the process of becoming a prospective franchisee. So in terms of your company, at what stage can a prospective franchisee potentially access this document?
The first point, we have a 6-step process. And when they go through to, it's basically the second step. First step is contact communication, and then there's application. And once there's application, then if they meet the qualifications at the financial level, then we'll go into communication again and forward the document. And we are very specific in our process. We tell them they have to go through specific sections and do homework, and then we will talk to them about what they found in those specific sections that they did the homework in. And we can find if they actually did that homework or not. And if they haven't, then we can't move forward, because this document is so important and we want them to be successful. And if they're not willing to learn about the company and about the franchise unit, and then they're not going to be following a process as a franchisee.
So you're
So,
saying your company values it enough to the point that you're actually basically quizzing your prospective franchisees to make sure that they know the pieces of that document.
oh, absolutely. And they cannot move forward. So we have, like I said, 6-step process, and they cannot move out of, I think it's actually step 3 that is where there is the specifics on it. They can't move past there if they don't do the homework.
All right.
And so, and then we ask them specifics on those, the sections, all the way from, in the beginning through to item 19, item 20, and then also to the financials.
Sure. One of the last things I want to touch on is that, the brands from your portfolio are members of VetFran. What kind of incentives does your company offer to veterans, and why is that something that you value doing?
Well, first of all, we've been a member of VetFran for over 20 years, and we have many veterans within our system. We're in automotive repair, so Mr. Transmission, Milex Car Care, and a multi-state transmission, and then also Altamira Automotive Outfitters goes fairly well with veterans. And so we attract the veterans, we have discounts, and currently I believe we're offering a 15% off the franchise fee for veterans. And we also participate in VetFran, where with job searching, and we go to veterans a great deal when it comes to recruitment for our franchisees, because again, this is the field many of them are coming from, in the automotive and the garages and maintenance. So So yeah, 15% is what we offer, and we also have a great group of franchisees that are veterans. I think we're at 28% in our system.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I'm glad that folks have found a home within your brands and a sense of community with other veteran franchisees.
Hmm.
So it definitely sounds like a great system to get involved in. Well, Barb, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm glad that we were able to have this discussion, and it's always great to speak with another one of our members. So thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you for inviting me to share my information and knowledge, and anything we can do to help veterans, that's what we want to do.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.